sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. Yes, indeed. Stand back now, Don. Man gon' talk. You can't stand where I stand, can't walk where I walk. Watch yourself. We run New York. Police come round, we bust them out the park. I know this for a fact. You don't like how I act. You say I'm selling crack, but you the one doing that. I'd rather say see ya, cause I ain't tryna be no officer. Nah, you a wicked overseer. You a hot shot trying to get props, play the savior. First learn some respect, boy, change your behavior. Change your attitude, change your plan. Ain't never gonna be no justice on stolen land. You really for peace or just equality in name? Cause when my call it good, you telling me just the same. Your laws don't mean nothing, cause y'all don't look at the ones really out here stunting. This mess gotta stop. We getting hyped to the sound of the cop. Woop woop, that's the sound of the police. Woop woop, that's the sound of the police. Woop whoop, that's the sound of the police. Woop whoop, that's the sound of the beast. Woop whoop, that's the sound of the police. Woop whoop, that's the sound of the beast. Now here's a little truth. Open up the minds while you're nodding to the boom bap. Check what underlies, take the word overseer like a sample. Say it real quick in the group like an example. Overseer, 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 officer, 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 officer. You hear that? Overseer, officer, same kind of figure, need clarity. Boy, the lines getting bigger. Overseer used to ride in plantations. Officer now riding across the whole nation. Overseer, pull you up, what you doing there? Officer do the same when he's talking through the air. Overseer had the right to act foul, and if you fought back, he could kill you, no trail. Officer got the power to arrest, and if you push back, well, they put a hole in your chest. Both riding horses, 400 years and still got no choices. The police, they got their little gun, so I walk with a bigger one. I hear it all day, just so they can run the red and roll on their way. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Check the message. It's raw, styly, rough, the real criminal, that's the COP tough. You checking undercover in them PD boys, but a black man driving, that's what they destroy. They checking out my car, shining like the sun, but they mad, cause they ain't got one. Black folks still slaves, ain't nothing new today. Even black officers, they don't see it that way. He want a salary, he want it bad, so he wear that badge, kill folks, it's sad. My granddaddy dealt with cops, my great-granddaddy, yup. My great, 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 when it go in, we still hear that same old sound again. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the beast. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the beast. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the beast. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the beast. Woo, woo. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the beast.